Greetings, management scholars. This is Dr. T with an Azimuth check. Today is Monday, March 23rd. Hey, listen, long time no see. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're staying motivated. Hope the semester's going very well for you. And I know it's been a minute since the last Azimuth check, and the time period from the last Azimuth check until this one just seemed to have gone by so quickly for me. And sandwiched in there was spring break, and so I was really thinking about the best timing for the next Azimuth check, and I wanted to wait for exam 2 to be completed. I wanted to wait for to complete grading the management reflection number 2, dealing with team building. So now that those are done, I thought this was a good time to check in with you all and do another Azimuth check. With the results from exam 2 in, congratulations, you all did very well once again, with section 1 coming in with a class average of 84.2, and then section 2 coming in with the class average of 86.8. So around the mid 80s. That's very good. Many of you aced it. Many of you scored in the high 90s. So if you're on the lower end of that average, continue to work hard, put in the study, and let's get that class average up even higher as we approach exam 3. When it comes to management reflection number 2, remember the example with Coach Dale at Hickory High in the movie Hoosiers, one of my favorite movies. It's such a good movie. And if you haven't watched the entire movie, you may not understand the entire context of that particular scene that we were watching. But what I really liked about your management reflections is, regardless of how you felt about it, his very unorthodox move to, although he had an additional available player on the bench, to give his team 5 basketball players on the court, which is what you're supposed to do, compared to just only 4. It was very risky because it was his first year as the head coach there, and he had not yet built up a lot of credibility and a lot of success that may have underwritten that risky decision on his part. But regardless of how you felt about how he approached it, continue to use the concepts, the theories, the terminology from our textbook anytime we do these reflections. And I would say, like, whatever your class is, even outside of my classes, when you're given a written assignment that requires you to pick a position or to explain how you feel about a particular concept in business, always use theory, concepts, ideas, terminology from the textbook. It's going to help you be a more professional or a polished professional whenever you graduate. So just continue to do that. Kudos to you that did. Some of you picked up on some really interesting points in terms of the time and how things change and how society changes as we evolve and as we grow. And there was a point in time where it was acceptable for a coach to kind of yell at players. I think about like Coach Bobby Knight back in Indiana, who, if he was really upset with the player, might even throw a basketball at a player and hit him in the back of the head. This happened. These things really happen, and players continue to play for Coach Knight. And at one point, he was just on the Mount Rushmore of best college coaches, not only in basketball, but across all the sports. Well, when we fast forward to modern times, that's unacceptable behavior. Coaches can't throw a ball at a player and hit him or her in the back of the head anymore. So I like that some of you kind of put it in context of timing. Like, okay, maybe what he did during that time with, with what was acceptable back in the 50s was okay, but many of you would not take that same approach today because of how we've adapted and grown and developed. So super job on that. Keep it up with the reflections. We've got one more, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. Exam 3, we're going to transition over to Exam 3 now, and the content will cover chapters 8, 9, 10, and 15. And Exam 3 will be 13 to 15 April. When it comes to management reflection, I'm sorry, this should be a 3. Okay, we've already completed number 2. I didn't update that. This should be a number 3. But it's going to cover communication. And there's a funny clip in there with Key and Peele, one of my favorite, not really sitcom, I guess a variety show or whatever, comedy show. And that window will be open 6 to 17. So you're, much like all the other reflections, you'll watch the video, you'll read the prompt, and then respond to the things I'm looking to hear from you about when it comes to communication. And just as a final reminder, this is further down on the horizon, but now that most of you, there's still a handful of you out there who have not even sent me what URL or what clip you want to use for the management and media presentation, but probably 95% of you have. So that will be due in a D2L coming up here Monday at the end of the semester. So anyway, listen, if you have any questions, don't struggle. Don't feel like you're on an island. I can clarify things for you quickly. Reach out to me. You got my email address. You got my number. That's going to wrap up today's Azimuth Check. Have a great day. Have a great week. Take care. Go Nighthawks.